Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here in our downtown studios in Lansing, Michigan. Right now, we're going to spend a little time with a very familiar face for all of you, President and CEO, and very importantly, the EOS Visionary for ASK right here in Lansing, host of Bottom Line IT right on this network as well. And that, of course, is Michael Maddox. And Michael, you know, we were talking with your merger now, the fact that you're national in scope and culture popped up. And one of the big things about culture is team building. So now in I guess the place to lead to that, we're over 1 year of working remote primarily, and how have you found creative ways, I guess, to do the team building thing and getting together while working remote? I mean, this is a difficult thing.
Yeah, you know, I mean, COVID certainly changed the dynamics around culture and team building for everyone. You know, when shelter in place happened and we went to a remote environment, initially we tried to attack it, Chris, by doing a lot of creative things. Like at the time they were creative, now they're very commonplace, things like virtual happy hours, and we get together on a Teams or a Zoom call and have some laughs, have some drinks, and just try to connect. And that did well for a while. I mean, I think that helped people to feel connected. You know, that ran its course though, and we had to get a little more creative. And so we started to do some team events, like one we did last year that was really popular was a Family Feud competition where we divided the company into teams. And I played, you know, the host role, the Steve Harvey role, and we would ask questions. We had a program that we ran that would, you know, pop up the answer on the board when or the X if they didn't get it, and teams competed, and that was really popular. We had a lot of laughs out of that. And what I found is not only the two teams competing would join for that day's event, but the whole company would, because of the, you know, the humor and the laughter and the camaraderie. So we did that for a while. We've done other things like virtual walking competitions, stuff around the NCAA tournament. We just tried to get as creative as we could to bring people together virtually. Physically, you know, we even got together physically in a very ridiculously spaced environment. You know, we used our building, which is very large, had people like 14 feet apart. And it was strange talking in front of people that were that far apart. You know, I said when I got in there, it feels like an intervention. This is weird. But, you know, we had to do that. And then, you know, I think the other thing that's involved is intentionally reaching out. Now, it might be over electronics, you know, over video or phone, but taking the time to think about who might need me to reach out to them. And there's been an effort on our leadership's team part to do that on a regular basis, and I think that's helped.
Wow, that's pretty progressive. Who might reach out to me? So let me ask you, culture in its own essence. Why is culture so important in building a successful company?
Well, I think it's everything. You know, we've talked about culture a number of times, and it comes down to you can have the best strategy, the best process in the world, but if you don't have everybody rowing in the same direction and bought into your vision, you're not going to achieve the results that you're going after. And so that starts with culture, and it can't be manufactured and it can't be faked. It has to be real. And the only way that you can make it real is by having those intentional interactions, listening to people, getting input, you know, sharing your thoughts, being willing to be challenged on things, and having that kind of open environment. It's easier in a physical office than it is virtually, but the principles are the same.
So now you're in this position of team building with ASK, Convergence Networks, Grade A. I mean, you're all over the globe, and you're still remote.
Yeah.
What's your plan for that?
Yeah, that's that. You know, as soon as we can open up again and we can, you know, we can fly cross border, we're going to start to intentionally have people go out to the other offices in order to, you know, form those bonds, go out to dinner, have a drink, get to know their peers and their counterparts. In the short term, again, we're using technology to do it over Teams calls, and making sure that everyone in the Lansing organization knows who their peers are in the other offices. and then that they're reaching out and they're having dialogue and they're having conversations and they're sharing ideas and they're collaborating. We're a tech company, so we've gone to the point of we're working on writing a script that'll tell us at leadership who's connected with who and how often. So we can, not so that we can come down on people or mandate that, but so that we can encourage or facilitate or break down barriers or educate. And that's really important because we're now one big team of almost 200 people, and to get that culture right, to get those relationships built, we're going to have to be intentional about it.
So you guys had to get together, I think, and do a lot of headwork on this thing. Have you, in fact, taken step one in any direction?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we've got the framework built for, I think everyone understands now who their peers are, who their counterparts are. We've set up, the initial meetings have been set up, the initial dialogue. Some of them have taken off. Some departments are, well down the road of building new relationships. I'm getting questions like, hey, can I move to Ottawa or can I move to Portland? Sure. I mean, yeah, if you want to. And Lansing's pretty nice too. So I keep pointing that out that, hey, we've got room here. We got plenty of business here, plenty of things to like about mid-Michigan. So we're down the road on that. I think we're going to have to look for the outliers, the people who maybe didn't reach out or a little more introverted, didn't know for sure what to do. And we're going to have to encourage that. And that's where that technology comes in, where we can kind of get reports back at the leadership level and measure it.
Well, and we're going to check back with you periodically. Mike Maddox, President, CEO, EOS Visionary at ASK, and see your progress. So thanks for being with us, Michael.
Thanks, Chris.
You're listening to the Michigan Business Beat, watching it also on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.